the hell supposed to do it, Cole? Oh my God! Brock Lesnar went for the shooting star press, and Kurt Angle.
Like the video in 5 seconds or less, or Jinder Mahal's gonna be WWE champion. Oh my God, no! WWE, you saucy little salamander, always dicking up something somehow. With Vince McMahon at the helm, yeah, that just about answers any questions possible, right? Look, I know I bash the dude a little bit too much, because for every 3 terrible ideas he comes up with, he still at least has 1 good one. That balances out, right? Admittedly, not all of these mistakes are his to blame for, but the first one is, and it's a goddamn doozy. Swam D Wicket from Watch WWE, and Vince McMahon dropped an N-bomb. Sorry. These are the 10 biggest mistakes made. No, you know what? You saw the title, you clicked the video, I'm jumping in. Number 10, Vince McMahon dropped a goddamn N-bomb.
Tell me he didn't just say that.
The more times I talk about it and the more PC our current landscape becomes, the more unbelievably inexcusable this segment becomes. It serves 0 purpose. It's really not funny, but more so just shocking and kinda terrible. And oh yeah, he walked past Booker T. Vince McMahon said the N-word and walked right by a black dude with a huge fucking grin cheek to cheek like a psychopath. Sure, Booker dropped the same thing back in the 90s.
Hulk Hogan, we coming for you.
But you know what? You know something? I'd say about 11 out of 10 black people would agree that black people usually get a pass on that word. Billionaire white businessmen who almost definitely would own slaves if it were a few hundred years ago based on his booking of minorities, not so much.
What's up, boss? How you doing?
Yeah. What's good in the hood?
Just holding it down, trying to take care of business.
Keep it up.
Number 9, Hulk Hogan throws a fireball.
It's a lighter. Hollywood Hogan.
From verbal insanity to literal chaos, Hulk Hogan once threw a fireball at the Ultimate Warrior. Let every single one of those words sink in, please. Hit J on YouTube. If you don't know this, you hit J, goes back 10 seconds, hit J, and just re-experience those words and really let them sink in. This took place in WCW, because of course it did. Vince may be insane, but even he has limits of what he'll let his wrestlers try pulling off in the ring. Things not on that list, for example, avataring a fireball. Thankfully, this little stunt never actually worked, but Hogan had one of those magician fireball things, and instead of properly landing his air-bending attack on the Warrior, he singed off his own eyebrows. God bless the Hulkster.
It's a lighter. Is that like a fireball or something that he attempted to throw at the Warrior?
Number 8, what's my line? Alright, at the rate we're going with the stupidity, I will probably get a heart attack and drop fucking dead in this video. So, let's take a little step back and just enjoy some simple mistakes, alright? Shall we? Can we? For example, if you really think about professional wrestling, aren't they all just actors? And like any actor cutting a promo-esque monologue in a movie, wrestlers can be prone to forgetting a line or two. There was that infamous John Cena Sunday promo, and I'll never not be convinced that he was just rambling through it. But let's stick to the confirmed. You can literally read Randy's lips asking Shamo what to say next. Number 7, Eddie's in hell. Alright, straight back to the horrible. I can feel my heart pumping twice this fast. Back in 2006, Rey Mysterio dedicated the Royal Rumble performance of a lifetime to Eddie Guerrero, his best friend who had passed away the prior November. And in hindsight, should have been really obvious that Rey was winning this match.
Ain't no stopping Rey Mysterio. Beat the living daylights out of him. Officials coming from the locker room area and still not.
And that he did, much to the chagrin of Randy Orton, the last man thrown out of said match. Now, as much respect as Rey had showed Eddie in dedicating that victory, Randy showed an equal level of disrespect by dedicating his loss that night to Eddie as well, by letting Rey know that he's down there burning, flaming up in hell.
You're looking up towards the heavens like you're looking at Eddie, like you're looking for Eddie. Let me tell you something, bro. Eddie ain't in heaven.
Now, Eddie surely would have been cool with his name being thrown around for some storylines, especially for Rey Mysterio. They really were best friends, but come on. Can we stop having wrestlers tell each other that they got family in hell? And did Sasha really have to come and do this to Natty's dad as I was writing the script? That's kind of bullshit.
Eddie's down there. in hell.
Jerk. This guy's a friggin' jerk.
Number 6, Mike Adamle.
Well, JR and King, of course, John Cena is looking to reclaim the WWE Championship.
Is it possible for an entire wrestling personality's history to count as one just giant error, one blemish on the face that is wrestling? Well, Sin Cara may have had plenty of botches, but he's actually had plenty of great little moments in there too. When you try to think of a completely irredeemable, in no way providing value to the product in any form possible, and instead only providing negativity, Mike Adamle.
6 of Raw's greatest superstars will compete in the WWE's perhaps most barbaric and feared event.
Mike Adamle, the former football announcer, made his way to the WWE at the 2008 Royal Rumble, starting out as an interviewer but would go on causing mayhem on both commentary and as Raw's general manager up until his resignation in early November. This dude took just over 10 months to be pushed probably higher and faster than any other non-wrestler personality, and ironically, was fucking garbage at his job, botching his way through commentary on a weekly basis when that was his role, and of course, this iconic little nugget.
Another man who's been waiting anxiously with anticipation, his name is Jeff Hardy.
Number 5, Shango misses his cue. While maybe not as immediately understandably terrible like Hulk Hogan throwing a fireball, but the ramifications for this one were actually pretty damaging, at least in terms of the old kayfabe, especially back in the olden days. WrestleMania 8 gave us Hulk Hogan versus Sid, a match partially done to bring back out the Ultimate Warrior and return him to the company in a big, meaningful way, and was also structured partially because Hulk Hogan didn't want to start passing any torches just yet. The idea was for Shango to interfere and cause the DQ on the main event, only for Warrior to come out and make the save for the Hulkster, and all of this went to plan perfectly, except Shango missed the cue, causing him to run out a little bit late and force Sid Justice to actually kick out of Hulk Hogan's leg drop, something that did not happen.
Hulkster looking to drop the leg. He did. It's all over. No.
It never happened. It was actually in people's contracts that they were not allowed to kick out of that move. That is how protected Hulk Hogan was. Yeah, that's led to a pretty big fight backstage.
Look at this. Papa Shango. Where's he going? There's another sick man. Papa Shango.
Number 4, mule kicks, pile drivers, shooting star presses, all the likes, and you should all know exactly what those 3 moves symbolize. Bret Hart, Steve Austin, Brock Lesnar. 2 of those 3 men had their careers irrevocably damaged, and the 3rd man isn't even a man, so he doesn't count. Botches that lead to injuries are very serious business, but absolutely count when it comes to huge mistakes made on live television. Goldberg accidentally landing that mule kick, Owen Hart misjudging his placement of Stone Cold during that pile driver, and of course, however the fuck Lesnar managed to land on his own neck and not die. These are the kinds of mistakes that take careers, or just make Brock somehow even more of a badass.
Let's see what Austin can do with Eamon. No. How about that?
Number 3, ruining NXT. Okay, fuckos, here's an upcoming issue I'm very much not looking forward to. To counterhandle the upcoming AEW weekly TV deal, WWE's announced their plans to move NXT from their own network onto the USA network, bumping it to 2 hours at its normal 8 p.m. Wednesday time slot. This is no bueno, very mucho no bueno. I've heard there's a decent chance that things don't change much as Trips is going to get to stay in power down there. But this is WWE. This is Vince we're talking about here, and it's a show going head to head with his first realistic competition in 2 decades. His fingerprints are definitely going to be found. It might not be immediate, okay, but as this new wrestling war wages, the fear has to at least be present that McMahon is about to ruin the current best promotion in pro wrestling. And you know what? Even if this doesn't happen, call the real number 3 entry on this list the fact that almost every single NXT main roster call-up, you know, moving from developmental to the big time, the TV time, has left that wrestler completely devalued. Number 2, Baron Corbin. That promo and Shane McMahon, and once again, staying somewhat behind the scenes, how about unquestionably one of WWE's biggest mistakes of the last few years, acknowledgement without action taken. AWAT, call it the AWAT movement, let's get that shit trending on Twitter because this is some A+ bullshit. When Raw was at its all-time low last year, Baron Corbin was everywhere in 4, 5, 6, sometimes more segments on every single Monday. He was insufferable. WWE knew this, and they knew we complained for a long time, and they did nothing. Then, one day out of seemingly nowhere, the McMahon family all came out, all 4 of them minus Linda, blamed Corbin for the failing ratings, and promised us into a new era, an old scheme that they've tried and failed at before. And what did they do this time? They rebirthed Corbin in the body of a newly healed McMahon, Shane, and made him just as insufferably present on the show. Kevin Owens has been bashing McMahon for what feels like months now, even cutting a very pipe bomb-esque promo about Shane taking up too much TV time that should be given to underutilized wrestlers, a sentiment seemingly shared by most fans, hardcore especially. What has WWE done? Jack plus shit. This is why AEW is exciting, folks.
As of now, the 4 of us will be taking back Monday Night Raw.
And number 1, Perro Aguayo Jr. Sorry for my very white pronunciations. This admittedly didn't take place in WWE, but it involves Rey Mysterio and is definitely worthy of topping a list like this. Although, in a weird way, it really isn't either. Let me explain. During this match in AAA, Perro was a bit close to the ropes when receiving the dropkick, and it seemed the impact from that gave his neck a whiplash effect. I'm not exactly sure. Rey knew something was up though, and that's the real reason he missed that 619. But he probably couldn't have expected what was up, being that he might have just inadvertently killed his opponent. This happened on my birthday. And those are the 10 biggest mistakes made on live wrestling television. What are your thoughts? Let us know in the comments down below. After liking the video, subscribing to the channel, and notifications, ring that bell.